Welcome in, everybody. It's the coach. This is Madden 20 on EA Sports. On tap is what should be a pretty good matchup between the Washington Redskins and the Green Bay Packers. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, the tundra may not quite be frozen, but it's getting there as we work our way through December. The radar today, however, is clear at Lambeau Field in Green Bay. No team means more to a city than the Packers to Green Bay, and this was the scene a few moments ago as the green and gold made their way out of the historic tunnel. They're ready to go as they get set to match up with the Washington Redskins. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. And Charles, we look at this Packer team as we enter play here. And losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Redskins, they're hitting their stride of late. Winners of 3 of their last 4. Three-quarters of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Packers take the field. Aaron Rodgers at the helm. 2019 marking his 12th season as the Packers starter. 15th season overall. Last year for Rodgers, 25 touchdown passes, just 2 interceptions. Rodgers now on first down. He'll get this one into the hands of Lewis. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down. Quickly now, here's a look at the Green Bay offense.
Durable and dependable, but also elite is left tackle David Bakhtiari. He's only missed 6 games in his NFL career. He protects Aaron Rodgers' blind side, and he does it so well. In 2018, named first-team All-Pro for the first time in his career.
That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be third down. Time for a look at our starters here on defense. There are 32 teams in the NFL, and they're just better than 50% of them at defending the pass, number 16 in the league.
I think if you talk to their head coach, you'll get a nice answer about how much he likes his team and what they're doing. But at the end of it, he would admit there's definitely room to improve.
Big stop, let's go.
Throwing is Rodgers on third down. He completes it to Jones. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Certainly not the start they were looking for offensively, coming off that loss last week on the road.
And they didn't do their job. They're going to feel poorly about that. But what they're going to do is look at the defense and say, can you pick us up here? And let's face it, defenses can score. We've seen it, right? They can take the ball away, create a big-time opportunity. Let's see if they can get that done.
Yeah, just something to jumpstart this home crowd. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10. So out comes the Redskins offense now onto the field. They'll be led out by their 6'4" quarterback, the former number 1 overall pick in 2015, Jameis Winston.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win. And that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. That's going to set him back 5 yards. Now after the false start, here's 2nd and 7.
Let's pick it up. It's out of time, guys. Out of time. Let's get off the field.
To throw is Winston. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 12 yards is the pickup, and it's good for a Washington first down. Jameis to throw it. And he fires one incomplete. Demetrius Harris, the intended target. And that'll bring up second down. And here a look at the offensive starters for the Redskins.
So let's all work together on this one because it's natural to just watch the football. But I want all of us to watch the center of this offensive line, the center and the two guards. They've got to be able to control the point of attack, and they didn't do such a good job on that last play. Plenty of opportunities to redeem themselves. They'll have to take advantage of that and start to make progress.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. They'll throw again. Winston. That's caught by Trey Quinn. And he'll get this to the 40, but that's still going to be a few yards short of the first down. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
So on 4th down, the Redskins will call on Tress Way to punt it away. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
Now come the Packers for their next drive as we take a look at the playoff race in the NFC coming into the weekend. As we take a look at the playoff picture, and certainly a lot of jostling still to go in these final few weeks. For the moment, they would be a wild card team, far from locked up, but that's why this is exciting. These last few weeks, a lot to play for.
Yeah, exciting for us because we get to talk about it, and, you know, at the end of the day, 6 teams are going to go from each conference, and guess what? We're going to have a playoffs. But nerve-wracking for all the people involved, all the teams, because their goal is to get there. And anything less than that makes the season a disappointment. So they've got to be primed now for a big finish to their season.
And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
But that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll go with their leading rusher from a season ago. This is Aaron Jones. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
56 Mike. 56.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. And an alley to run. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a first.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
This is Jones, and he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. On the draw, here's Peyton. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
Mike 56, Mike 56. Watch the pass.
From the gun on 3rd down, Rodgers. And he gets it to Funchess, complete. A busy first quarter. His 3rd catch of the afternoon is a first down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. Matthew Ioannidis in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways, and right now, this unit, Their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week, and we just saw their first one of this game.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Now Rodgers on the bootleg. It's caught here by Adams. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Redskins 19.
And another thing that makes a comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
Now whistles here, flag down. I think one of the Packer linemen was moving. They get Elton Jenkins, the second rounder from Mississippi State. The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
Ain't no such thing as a loss. We taking wins home.
Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. Pass hauled in by the 6'4" tight end Sternberger. And he'll take this forward for 2, maybe 3. But we do have a flag down, and they're already marching backward. They were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
That's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
A nice burst there as they'll get about 7 that time on the first down run.
Keep playing hard.
Quick throw caught out wide by Valdez-Scantling. A good pickup there, 18 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
Watch left, watch left.
They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, it's working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
So the false start will back them up 5.
Just like that.
Oh, jumping early from his tight end spot. Maybe trying to get a jump start on that route.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right about that. And oftentimes when you see that, that means the play call was supposed to come in his direction, and he was eager to go catch a pass.
Here's Dillon. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. They give him 5 that time as they draw a bit closer here for a 2nd and goal. They'll try and pound it in with Dillon. And he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Extra point up and good by Crosby. And that makes the score 7-0. That one was an extended drive, 14 plays all told. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Here's a run on 1st down that doesn't accomplish anything. In fact, he's going to be tackled behind the line for a loss of 1. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
They run with Adrian Peterson, the second active leading rusher in the NFL. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
You got him.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. Here's Tressway now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here's Aaron Jones in the offense trotting back out. And he's closing in on that number that all running backs circled beginning of the year, the number 1,000. Could do it on this drive.
And you have to think to yourself that this moment, getting to this spot, it started in the offseason, right? Not just the workouts, right? Not just getting yourself physically prepared to play, but mentally, as well as your team, as well as your unit, head coach, offensive coordinator. We run the football. We give you opportunities. He's taking advantage of it.
And when you get this close to the mark, you just hope things don't tighten up, right? You probably want to get there and get it in your rearview mirror.
You really do, don't you? Because now it becomes predominant, and you wonder about play calling as well. Do you want to call plays to get that out of the way, or are you still calling plays to win the game first? That becomes the burden of the play caller.
To throw on 3rd down, Rodgers. And that's complete to Lewis. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That's good for 28 yards. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Rodgers now hitting on 80% of his passes in the early going. 8 of 10. It's 1st down.
Watch twins.
Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. Flashed the stick skills on that run, but then stopped shy of the 35. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Throwing on 2nd and 3. Rodgers. This complete to Jones. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
You don't want that. Pick up the ball.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. And that's complete to Adams. And down inside the 15 he goes. It's a gain of 16 and a 1st down for the green and gold. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down.
Mike, 56, right there, 56.
Now whistles here, flag down. I think one of the Packer linemen was moving. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. And that false start penalty is certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. After the penalty, it's Jones. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. On 3rd down, Rodgers. And this is going to be incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
So unable to convert for the touchdown inside the red zone, but they do come away with 3.
Yeah, it's a 32-yarder. That's essentially an extra point nowadays, right? Because it's 33 as a general rule for these guys. So it should be a simple kick. But you know what's really strange nowadays? When they miss an extra point, I think they carry that with them longer than missing a field goal because an extra point's supposed to be automatic.
Absolutely, and I would think even field goals inside of 30 yards, even though they're substantially shorter than a PAT, it just has a different feel, doesn't it?
A different feel, a different vibe. That's what I get from all the kickers I talk to. They always say if I miss an extra point, that's the one that bothers me more.
Check, 42's the mic. It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
And the drive begins with a run by Geis. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Back to the ground. This time it's Peterson.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And he will not get there as they stop him short right around the 34-yard line. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
You know, we might start getting some props here in the booth. You know, that one that says the D and then the fence that you put up next to it. How about that? They brought out the jumbo package and still couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage enough to pick up that 1st down.
Impressive. They were ready defensively for that jumbo set. Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for Washington. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. Devontae Adams in the Packer offense heading back out. Well, he's within shouting distance of a 1,000-yard season. Going to need a pretty good finish, though, if he wants to reach that mark.
Well, I like how you phrased it, partner. He is within shouting distance. If he stays on this pace, he's got a shot at it. But he needs a big game in there, right, to make sure that he gets it. So you know that during the week, in practice, and look, he asks for the ball all the time anyway. He's really going to ask for the ball and let his quarterback know he's open. Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
I got you, son. I got you, son.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. Drops it to Jones in the flat. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. The Packers on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Here's Rodgers to throw. Funches has it complete. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. It's caught by Funches. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Jones. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. 13 yards, 1st down, Packers.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
Now Rodgers from the gun on 3rd down. Got a man open. It's Adams. Touchdown, Green Bay. Davante Adams. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. And it was a tight window. He knew he had to rocket that thing in there. He got it done.
And when you're able to complete one like that, your confidence has to just go sky high. You just mentioned it. Tight window, zings it in there despite excellent coverage. Result, touchdown.
Now Crosby for the point after. He's got it, and it's 17-0. So that drive goes 8 plays, and it ends with a Packers touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. As this unit comes back out there, let's focus in on Darius Geis. They've given him some touches. They haven't had a lot of success on the ground. Do you maybe keep going to that well, or do you mix it up more?
I think you mix it up more, try and loosen things up. Get the defense to react to other people, other plays, but don't forget about it. That's your horse. You know, Secretariat lost twice in his career.
So educational. That's very true, kids. Look it up. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, people say bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
Geis with a carry on 2nd down. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Just a yard there, so it brings up a tough 3rd and 12. On 3rd down, Winston. And he gets this one to Ridley complete. And he'll be stopped short of the 1st down as they rally to tackle him at about the 28. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
And this will be taken at the 13.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Out comes Davante Adams in the offense for their next drive. He's doing what he's capable of, having a solid game. Not the most amazing game. He's not over 100 yards, but a good game so far.
And you just know that mentally he feels like he's one catch away from turning it into a great game and starting on that road. And the defenders are well aware of that, too. They've got
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Matt Ioannidis. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Meanwhile, this one knocked down in the backfield. It's incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Jones, and he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. The Redskins now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Here's J.K. Scott now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. We remind you that coming up later tonight, Sunday Night Football. Seems like we've seen the Seahawks quite a bit in prime time the last few weeks, and we get them again tonight as they head down to L.A. to take on the Rams. And then tomorrow night for Monday Night Football, it's Giants-Eagles from chilly Philadelphia. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Throwing, Winston. And he will find Ridley. That's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a 1st down. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. Give him 16 yards there, and it's a Redskin 1st down.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Again, it's Winston. This one caught by Ridley. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. He's looking for Ridley again, but it'll be 2nd down. To throw again on 2nd down. Winston over the middle. That's caught by Ridley. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
Check, Mike 42. Watch the run, watch the run.
1st down, Winston. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Jameis to throw it. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7.
Hey, pick your game up.
To the air again with Winston. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively. But instead it just brings up 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Hopkins' kick is good. And they're on the board at least here. It's now 17-3. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
We're going to work.
Here's Aaron Jones in the offense trotting back out. We're in the second quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, try to get him more involved here on this drive, maybe. The officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
So the face mask gets him a free 15 to start the drive. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half.
Right there, 56. Hey, defense.
Throwing on first down is Rodgers. He'll get this one into the hands of Lewis. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. On now is Mason Crosby, who's hit from as far as 58 in his career. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt, and that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice, an ambitious effort, but it's well short. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with John.
Busy week 14 will begin out in the windy city of Chicago. And as you see, they were winners back on Thursday night. Tariq Cohen, a touchdown run in the victory. From there, we head down south to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And they've got the lead in their ball game over the visiting Carolina Panthers. 2 touchdown passes there for the former MVP, Matt Ryan. Lastly, we head to the Gulf Coast and check on the Bucs at home in Tampa. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Indianapolis Colts. Tom Brady at it again. 3 touchdown passes. In our game has been Aaron Rodgers, who was on target in the first half. He's thrown for close to 200 yards already, and that's helped propel his guys into the lead. As we send you back to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So it's the Packers set to receive the kick. They've got the lead as well as we are underway in the third quarter. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34.
Let's go.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But you're going to do that?
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Give him 16 yards there, and it's a Redskin first down.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Winston. Quick hitter here. It's complete. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. So second and inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. Jameis again. He'll get that complete to the tight end, Harris. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. A first down throw for Winston. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. They'll throw again. Winston looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Peterson. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and all of a sudden here it's 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. He hit his first, this one from 38. And Hopkins' kick is good. And a 2nd field goal here gets him back within 11 now. It's 17-6. So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off the lead.
Well, something's better than nothing. All right, they didn't play particularly well in the first half, but they definitely need him to step on the accelerator now and play a whole lot better.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Here's the Packers offense now getting set to start off this 3rd quarter. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guy.
And the pressure will get to him. He goes down. Now, there is a flag on the play, but this looks like holding on the offense. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Yes, indeed. That play there, that reminds me of some of the guys that I played with that have that suddenness, able to get into the backfield almost about the time the ball snapped and make a play. How about that tackle for a loss?
Absolutely. He did a lot of that last week when he was named the NFC Defensive Player of the Week. One of the guys on the team would say, hey, yeah, we called him the disruptor, and that's carrying forward again.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
319. Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo. Let's make these babies cry.
On 3rd and long, it's Rodgers. Looking deep for Adams. And that's caught inside the 35. A big play there. Rodgers to Adams. 52 yards. That pass was heavily defended on 3rd down, but you know what? He's one of the best in the league at body control, and he showed you why there.
So what that tells you is that the guy throwing the football understands his guys, doesn't he? Give them a chance, put it up there, and realize that even in a battle, they're more than likely to come down with the football.
So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's 1st down on the other side of the field. Throwing now is Rodgers. A dump underneath to Jones. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Jones, he released that awkwardly. It almost looked like a pitcher who gripped his fastball a little too hard and let it go late, and it bounced in front of the plate.
Yeah, one of those fastballs that ends up at 57 feet, not 60 feet, 6 inches. Just a little short with the arm, which is unusual because we saw him in warm-ups. He's got a big, strong arm when he delivers it with confidence.
Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through, and that will get the lead up to 14. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. And tough to win games if you're going field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Winston.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Zadarius Smith able to record his 5th sack of the season. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. Winston from the gun on 3rd down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. They could not contain Kenny Clark as he gets home for the sack.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. Here's Tressway now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Looks like he's going to get a couple here on this first down carry, and that'll make it 2nd and 8. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. They'll go again to Jones. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. Give him 10 there. Good enough for a Packer first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs. Play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. Going to make that defense stand up and stop them. After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10.
Get ready. Get ready. Get ready.
Now it's Rodgers. And he hits his target, the tight end Lewis. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. From the shotgun to give to Jones. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Mike 56, Mike 56.
Rodgers to throw on 3rd and 1. And that's complete to Lewis. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42.
Let's go, baby.
Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Right there, 56. It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day.
Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Tedrick Thompson picks it. And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line. 2-score game here in the fourth, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
A well-executed 22-yard gain. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Finally, a first red zone opportunity for these guys. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 11. This is caught. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
Now Jameis on 2nd down. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Adrian Peterson. His 3rd touchdown now on the year as his guys are back within a single score. CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. Extra point good by Hopkins. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go!
And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. And I tell you, 4 weeks still to go, and everything is wide open, and it's fun.
And I know we always talk about, well, if the playoffs were to begin today, and then we kind of go, okay, but they're not. Let's see how it plays out. Wouldn't it be fun to play with this playoff lineup right now? Because to me, just about anyone can win this whole thing out of this grouping we currently have. And by the time we get there, it may look entirely different.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
They'll run it with Jones. Space to maneuver. Now Jones is hit. He lost the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
18. Check 56. Exit.
Rodgers now on 1st down. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Tedrick Thompson picks it, and he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Winston got his man complete over the middle. That's Peterson. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. It'll go as a pickup of 14 and a Washington 1st down. Jameis now on 1st down. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete. It'll be a gain of 6, and that'll make it a 2nd down. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. He gets it complete to Harris. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. The Washington passing game dialed in now. It's a 1st down.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the 1st down.
A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. Geis, they'll try to run it. And he fights his way into the end zone for a Redskin touchdown. Darius Geis, his 6th touchdown of the season, as they can now even this game here in the 4th quarter with the extra point.
And as many coaches' meetings as we sit in, we hear the word finish all the time, don't we? And on that play, the back actually finished getting into the end zone, breaking the last tackle. Tried to wrap up, tried to use the proper technique, just wasn't able to get it done.
Here's Hopkins now for the extra point. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it's capped off by a Darius Geis touchdown run. Fitting for what's been a tight ball game. We're all even at 20 now as the kick's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Number 12 back out there. Aaron and his Packer teammates set to begin their drive. And it was his interception on the last drive that wound up leading to a game-tying
A little bit. It allows him to go ahead and be a little more free in his play.
A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. On third down, here's Jones. And Jones is not going to have the first down as they stop him short. The defense stiffens to force fourth down following that first down gain of 8.
Well, Brandon, he's had a great day, but sometimes the other guys make a play against you. What's that expression they like to use in the NFL? Those guys get paid too, you know.
Yeah, in college they say, hey, they're on scholarship too. In the NFL, they're getting paid too. With the day he's had, you can have one go in the wrong direction. Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on to punt for Green Bay. He gets this away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
Throwing, Winston. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now Winston. And he will find Ridley. That's complete. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. Give him 16 yards there, and it's a Redskin first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
They don't want it. You don't want it. Keep playing hard, fellas.
On second down, Peterson. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down. He stayed afloat for a second there after the first wave of contact, but that was going nowhere.
Yeah, what did he tell us in pregame? I just don't want to get my feet stopped initially when I'm trying to make a run. That's exactly what happened there. Unfortunately, as you noted, got away a little bit from the first one, but the wave swarmed him under.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. The defense did their job. Fourth quarter, big stand.
No doubt about it, because the offense has been yelling at them from the sideline. Just do us a favor. Get us the ball back. Give us one more chance to take it downfield. The defense just did them a solid, it appears.
And when they get the ball back, they can kind of play free tie game. They're not behind. And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line. Now, if you're a fan of punting, this game's for you. He's been out there quite a bit. That one maybe his best yet.
Yeah, he certainly got his leg loose by now. It kind of reminds me of my college football coach, John Majors. He loved the punting game because he liked the positioning, the field position, and he loved to play defense.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
And just not much to be had there. 1 yard out to the 10. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. To throw is Rodgers. Well, the two men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up fourth down. Defensively, mission accomplished, and now with under 3 to go, they may be the last team holding the football.
They may very well be the last team holding the football, unless, of course, you're facing a group that is really aggressive offensively and may want to take a gamble, but theoretically, you've done your job now. You should get the ball back on a punt, but I'd be alert for a fake.
It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And here come the Redskins now. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, You've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Give the Redskins 13 there and a first down. Play action now, Winston. And he rifles one incomplete. Was trying to get it to Darius Geis out of the backfield, but it's going to be second down. It's Geis on the counter, and he will be stopped here for no gain, and that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Getting down to the good stuff, all tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. Throw left side complete. It's Peterson. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. So on comes the kicker, Dustin Hopkins, in a big spot. This for the lead in the final stages. And this won't get there. Won't be online either. It's no good. Off to the right. And a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the 4th. Now Aaron Rodgers and the offense heading back onto the field. And the stats on the screen tell the story. A great start. This defense, they made some good adjustments, though. He's fallen off since.
Have to like what they did at the half, but you also have to like the fact that they hung in there. Despite the fact they had a tough first half, he was locked in, right? Rocking and rolling. They came out and made their adjustments, got their confidence back. Now they're causing them all sorts of trouble.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on second down leads us to 3rd and inches. Rodgers going to throw. It's caught. Jones. The Redskins now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. They hand off to their big tight end. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point you have to have a splash play in there as well.
To the ball. Let's keep moving.
To throw is Rodgers. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4.
Watch the screen.
Pass incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. The give is to Jones. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. The Redskins going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. Again, it's Jones. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
And we have free football overtime. Here we go, my friend.
And the way this game played out, this is exactly how it should end, going to overtime, because neither one got an advantage today.
It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
Fielded about a yard deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Now trotting out there, the Packers getting ready to go. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. He's had some big runs in this game. Not there, though.
But I don't think they're going to be deterred by that play right there. He's had some nice runs in the game. And how many times have we seen a good running back get stopped, yet turn it into something big on a later carry? I'd stay with him.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Jones. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25. In need of a 3rd and 10 conversion to keep this opening drive of OT alive. He's got Adams on the hookup. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. It's a gain of 16 and a first down for the green and gold. When you're trying to win a game in overtime, I don't know that there's too many more in the history of the game you want under center than Aaron Rodgers.
Well, I think a lot of it's because he can beat you so many different ways. All right, he can beat you with the big shot downfield. Heck, if you need a Hail Mary, no one throws it better than Aaron Rodgers. But just when you think you've got him corralled in, when you've got pressure on him, he uses his legs to escape and create another big play, whether he's running it or extending it so a receiver gets open. I think he embraces overtime, and he embraces the spotlight that comes with it. I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. He already has 2 sacks to his credit, now another tackle for loss.
And you know how you can always identify who was supposed to block him? They're the ones helping up the person who just got knocked to the ground with the ball, right? Whether it's a running play or a pass play, they've got to figure out a way to slow him down. Maybe you chip him with a second guy. Maybe you just out and out double him. Maybe you make sure you take the ball and throw it as far away from him as possible, because right now he is wrecking things for them.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. Well done by the defense. They did their job here in overtime.
Boy, did they ever, because now it's 4th and really long. So if you do decide to go for it, people think you might be a little bit on the nut side, don't they? But guess what? If I did decide to go for it, I'd call something deep. I'd throw a deep pass and hope that the defense didn't remember to just knock it down. If they intercept it, it's almost like a great punt and helps out your defense with field position.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to them, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Yeah, part 1 is done. Now part 2. 25 yards that time. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
Takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver, because you've got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone. Sometimes you're throwing it between the zones. Sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's really effective.
And this will be taken across midfield and into Green Bay territory. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. From just shy of midfield, Winston. He's got Jake Butt as tight end. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 7 yards there and a first down. On first down, this is Geis. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
Even. 4th down. Even.
Here's Peterson. He's got it on the draw. And he's going to be brought down at about the 33-yard line. And he's got this pretty close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Packers' 33. They'll try and get it with Geis. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. Give him 7 yards on the play as they do pick up the third down conversion.
There are a lot of different formulas to winning football, but one constant over the years, winning on third down. That pickup there was big because they had struggled throughout this one.
2 minutes left in this overtime session, and still all tied.
Go! Ready? He can't hang. He's not going to get me.
Back to the ground on first. It's Geis. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Mike's 4-2. Mike's 4-2.
They go play action. Winston. It's brought in by Harris. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown.
It's all. Don't sit down.
They put up their goal at the beginning of the season, and that was to win 7 games, and now they've accomplished that mission.
And congratulations to them for achieving their goal. They have to finish the season strong, but you got to think that going forward for next year, they're going to jump that number up a little bit higher.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say so long, everyone, from Lambeau.